Hello and welcome to Dukascopy TV. I'm Andrew Saks-Mcleod from LeapRate, and this is the 5th edition of the Forex Industry Talk Show. So in this particular edition we're going to be talking about how 2015 will look in various different aspects: technology, engagement, execution, client development, retention, various different aspects of the business that will certainly undergo a change in 2015. We've started to see that change already.
Right.
I think, when you look at 2015 and when we start to talk about technology and user engagement, you're seeing brokers today shift more towards a social aspect. But one thing that's really been picking up has been algo trading. It's no secret that a lot of people, especially in today's world, are unfortunately unmotivated to do stuff, and they want stuff to kind of happen on its own. I'm seeing on my end a really big uptrend in different algo trading. A lot of companies that are either cooperating with people that have developed an algo trader, whether it be for a MetaTrader platform or whatever else, NinjaTrader or you name it. You're starting to see eco trading and kind of social trading become more of a hosted environment, more of a open environment for traders. And so you're starting to see engagement really become a kind of a bigger part of the industry, and more traders, as education hasn't really been a number one, as Lewis mentioned earlier, not a lot of people are advertising education or educating their clients.
Yeah,
and so
right.
Customers feel like they lack the information to be traders. And so they look for easier and better options for people to manage that for them. And that's also in the MAM model, where you have money managers that do that. And it's now becoming automatic and, with algo trading and
well, if you're going to go the
trading.
automating route, and everything will be automated, we've seen a lot of automation already, and you see that in areas of where there's a lot of highly populated areas of Forex end users, like China and like certain other areas of the Asia-Pacific region, where everything's very automated. But it's kind of what they've done at the moment. Vendors have concentrated on two things. They first of all started on producing end user platforms that can be signed up to by a social trader or something, and it integrates with MetaTrader, and it's all a separate part. Now everything's integrated. However, can we see this going one step further, where there's a lot of talk now about what they call Internet of Things, which is where everything in your entire house is controllable from your iPhone. You can press an application, the electric shutters go down, you can start your air conditioning.
Smart homes.
Smart house. So what you can possibly do is operate your server if you're an algo trader and you've got your own system at home and you're really
but
professional.
how reliable can that be?
Well, that's the thing.
Well,
how reliable is waiting.
Look at SearHub.
I find it very problematic.
But look at SearHub.
I find it
That's
very
cool.
problematic.
I like that.
SearHub is essential, but
SearHub
SearHub is actually doing that right now. So SearHub,
they bought Sear Trading in Liverpool, and they actually integrated into their
put it
platform.
this way: will you rely on this if it was your own money
Well,
and you need to trade? And
I
we're
know
not
what you
speaking about
mean.
$100. Let's speak about $50,000.
Well, in this case, it would be a lot. Yes, these would
Or
be high.
100,000.
These would be high net worth.
Will
but the
you
thing
rely
is,
on
right? But think of it like this:
remote control?
You might, because everybody has been conditioned to relying on manual or a third-party system that is attached to a trading system, which could also potentially, you have a delay between execution.
Yeah, but if you plug a third-party system, you have the broker and the third-party system. Who is going to be reliable,
Right.
the third-party system or the broker? I in charge with you, with the broker, I plug him.
Right.
Now, I had a problem. I had a problem with you, my friend, because you are my broker and you are my counterparty and
That's
you're reliable.
right.
And you're going to tell me, no, it was him.
That's the problem.
Oh,
that's the
but-
problem.
well, that's the challenge in anything. But
That's what you're talking about outsourcing. If you outsource, this happens as well.
Well,
right?
the bigger challenge with this is there's a bigger challenge with this, and the bigger challenge with it is people don't really want to really invest a lot of time researching something. Let's be real, people are lazy. They do a Google search.
That's right.
They see the first page, they'll see the first 2-3 headlines on that page, and then they'll go, all right, this looks good, I'll do it, and they'll put in their money. And then when things happen, they don't think of it, because also society has evolved, where before people would be like, what's the worst case scenario? Today people are like, I'll give it a chance. Whatever happens, happens.
We as brokers, we know what can happen, and we need to take consideration this on the equation.
I wish more brokers were like that. That's not the case.
In that, I disagree at that point. that's because I think it's very problematic, because I believe sales are based on emotions. And when you want to diverse it with the technology and automation in the future, that puts the client in a very far place.
Well,
It does,
technology and innovation
but-
is good,
Yeah.
but depends on what direction.
It also depends how old the
Also
client
for
is
the
as well.
IPs, how much you can, I mean, how much control you can give to the technology, to technology? How much
Well,
to automation?
that's right.
I mean, you can
want
argue
to
that same point.
disconnect totally the
Okay,
control
but it
from
depe-
the...
okay, but some of them are in, some
which
of them are all in
company
one.
can I rely on it? For example, I ask you a question. What phone do you have?
iPhone.
Do you have your corporate email there?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
you rely on that technology that is going to be
Absolutely.
sold. So
Yeah.
it's not about the not relying, it's not about the technology, it's also about which broker, in this case,
Okay.
should I can rely that it will
But
do
there's
the
more to
things-
it than that. That's right.
Well,
there's,
here-
definitely- there's
here-
more
here's-
to it than that. There's more to it than that.
We-
But
we're
the thing
just-
is that the reason there's more to it than that is because people don't necessarily, especially the new generation, the millennials, which are not yet the traders, but they will be the future client base. There's more to it. The people do not buy what you make, they buy why you make it, right? So if you've got this whole system which is ultra modern and you can research videos on it, and you're just closing an
I
order.
want
on
to
there.
interrupt you for a second, because I have to say this. Have you browsed? Let's take 20 brokers today, and let's go into the About Us section of every single website. And the About Us, about the company, the story is always the same. We're young brokers, entrepreneurs that
Always.
decided that we wanted to start to open a brokerage.
Always.
What company today stands out in terms of a story of why they do things?
In the
Well,
forex
you will
industry,
see in
no.
our new webpage, because we are really changing everything,
Right.
reconceptualization, everything.
So
and
let's talk
starting
about
the
web
next
pages.
generation.
That's interesting, because we've already seen that we predicted that in 2005, one of the major differences we would see between this year and last year is the redevelopment of all of the corporate websites. Away from the media, away from the
Applying
information.
to mobile devices.
Right.
But in all the
Mobile-
components, in all the
all the
menus, in all the
components,
options.
and away from lots of information and lots of buttons to dynamic graphics and high resolution images, and a few, rather like some of the management consultancy companies have started doing a few years ago. Now the whole technology and forex industry is moving into that. So what do you think about that? Why are they doing that, and what will it, where will it, what type of users will that engage?
Well, the question will be, what is the end user looking where he goes to search for on a
Correct.
webpage?
And he's looking for simplicity, and I say it all the time.
And not only
he's
that.
looking for simplicity.
What are you going to do to keep, let's say, I go to a webpage, BMFM for the first time, I click, open a demo account, the guy calls me, I open a live account, I download my platform. Great. Now, what is BMFM going to give me to me going to search again in that webpage, which I still have already an account? So normally I have an account, I don't go back again to search on the webpage. So these brokers like us needs to provide them something that clicks to you, that puts you the t-shirt says BMFN, that every day you will click bmfn.com, like librate.com. Why do I click it? Because you give me something. So this is the question.
Well, most brokers
Something
today,
which is diverse.
well, the
Because
challenge.
you describe here like a whole platform of products and solutions for
Educational videos,
Okay.
television, interviews, interaction.
Okay.
Let's be honest though. I mean, a lot of brokers today operate, on this daily market review model,
Yeah.
where they send out this analysis, right? And there's nothing wrong
Which
with
is
that.
most of the time is
I mean,
not
that's
so accurate.
That's their business. They're sending out kind of details on their business, which is fine, and about the market, which is what traders care about. But
most of the time it's copy paste from other
Mostly.
website.
Mostly.
Unfortunately,
I haven't seen yet.
I know.
I haven't seen yet a broker who will onboard a customer and take that customer through stages of education and setting milestones, very similar to a Facebook game, where they go, hey, you know what? If you complete these 10 training lessons that we offer you, then we're going to provide you another $250 bonus in your account that you can use on us to trade with, and then encourage the client to really invest time in his education in order to become a successful and long-term trader. If you study massive industries that have been very successful, it's always been by incentivizing the customer to learn something. Apple is a great example of it. You buy an Apple product and it's your first Apple product. They have workshops every day at their store. You come in, the people sit for an hour, they learn how to use their new computer, and once you do that, or your phone, do you ever leave? What's Apple's attrition rate?
They're
It
very
doesn't
low.
exist.
Doesn't exist.
How many people will go from Apple to Samsung? Barely any. How many people
Nobody.
go from Samsung to Apple? More than ever before.
But the thing is, that leads us back to saying about that you can really make a mobile-led educational system, which could well be the thing now, because we're now seeing these applications like Meerkat,
right.
and like
You have to.
there's another one
Exactly.
which you have to.
Tomorrow or the
You
day
have
after
to.
tomorrow.
You have to.
adapt.
Yesterday. Why not
This
today
is an
after
evolving,
tomorrow?
constantly changing market. I mean, you need to adapt as fast, even faster than
Faster,
those.
right.
Your time
Yeah.
to market is more
It's
intense
already, yeah.
these days than it was ever before.
That's for sure. Yes, I agree.
And especially
The
in
time
this
to
year.
market should be ASAP.
It should be SAP,
all the time,
and it should be
24/7.
broadcasting without any centralized thing, straight to people's mobile devices, with images.
This is what we were speaking
Well,
before. in
absolutely.
digital media.
Look at apps like Foursquare, geolocation-based apps.
Yes.
I mean, I was in New York and I was walking in Lower Manhattan in Wall Street. My geolocation was on my phone, and I started to get pop-ups from brokers in the area saying, "Stop by to hear about investment opportunities."
That's great. That's
now,
great.
how awesome is that? Now, those are obviously derivatives and equities, and we're talking, Wall Street type firms. But Morgan Stanley had a pop-up jump on my phone that said, "You're right next door to Morgan Stanley. Hop in for a coffee and a cookie and see more of what we're
That's
doing."
great. I like that.
Now, that's
like
really
that as
creative,
well. That's
innovative marketing
That's
from Morgan Stanley. Very creative.
But what will happen? But I'm asking you now, what will happen if the volume there is going to be tremendous? Then what?
Well, how many people?
Then it's not going to be so nice.
Let me put
or
it to you like
fun.
this: how many people probably get that message? A ton. How many people actually take advantage of it? Barely any. But guess
many
what?
people know
It's
this
still in
is-
my
Or
mind.
maybe this
But
application
guess
will
what?
become annoying by the end of the
it's
road,
still
and
but
people
it's
will
still
remove
in
it.
Morgan Stanley is still in my mind over a year later. And
Also-
whenever I walk through
And
Lower
the day that you
Manhattan,
see
I
it-
still
Understand
remember
that. I
Morgan
understand.
Stanley.
I can
Again, in
understand
any
that.
other advertising, when somebody calls you from Morgan Stanley, you might give them a little more time
Yes,
to listen to
I
you.
would.
Right, but you're also not wasting your time in terms of downtime from going from one place to another. You check in somewhere on this. If you have a specific application for Forex conferences or Forex companies or brokerages or technology companies, and you check in there, and they actually say, "Oh, you're there? Okay, come and see us." You're there, so you can. And this, in a globalized industry, that's great.
Well, LinkedIn has been a platform for business professionals for
There's no
so many
geotargeting.
years. But there's no geotargeting in
geotargeting.
But do
LinkedIn.
you have to do like a kind of a selection on this app? You know what I mean? Because not every if it's like the terms and conditions to get into to hop on this on this app have to be very strict.
it's
That's how
Facebook.
I see it.
I mean, it's
Otherwise,
Facebook
it's gonna
today.
lose all the
Facebook.
advantage.
If you saw the Facebook developer meeting that they had last month in Silicon Valley, one of the things that was widely discussed there was geo-targeting for businesses through Facebook. Meaning, if you're right around a Pizza Hut in Palo Alto, California, Pizza Hut will send you a notice because you like Pizza Hut, right? And tells you, hey, there's a Pizza Hut right around the corner. Hop in for today's daily special. Now, you say, how does that have to do with Forex? Well, that's great for Pizza Hut because they rely on foot traffic. But when we spoke about localization, and throughout our entire conversation today, we talked about kind of targeting the local client. These are great ways and other channels to go out and target those people. Create a Facebook page that gives local financial data. And have those people like that page and then target those users through your localization.
That's right.
So you have an office in just as an example, in London, target those people that are walking around in London in your area. And if your office is in a good area, then chances are you're going to be targeting affluent, high value, potential local customers that will probably walk into your office.
Yeah.
And that's how you lower your
I
CPA
still have
cost.
to get into it. I can agree with everything else, but not with this specific app.
I think the
don't
younger
it's gonna
generation,
work.
the new,
You know what?
the next
I'm
generation of
maybe
traders,
old
yes.
school, and I think but I'm not a great believer in that. I mean, I wouldn't go into this bond. You can get it on Waze application, by the way.
You probably can.
You
That's
can
You
great.
can get it
on Waze.
anywhere.
Well,
but the
You
thing
drive in a
But the
you
thing
see
about
restaurants
Facebook or
Yeah, because that's social media. People are entering.
but
that
the thing about
themselves.
Facebook and
Yeah,
Twitter
okay,
is
but-
you like and follow those people, meaning you have an interest or have expressed an interest about a specific product or service.
So, guys, I think we have
Yeah, so that's
over-exceed the forex industry
Yeah.
and technology. I just want to finalize myself with one thing that I have on mind, and I have to say it. Where do I see 2015?
Yes.
Where do I see 2016? Latin America.
Really?
Everybody speaks about Asia, everybody speaks about the Middle East, everybody speaks now in Europe always, but Latin America is going to be the next generation.
Can you expand in what terms? Like in what fields? Like?
I mean, Latin America is a fast-growing territory. Well, in any case, when you speak about Latin America, you have to go by different countries, no?
Yeah, of
so
course.
let me put you an example. Peru, for example, no?
Venezuela? Or
Let's say Peru is a country that when I left 10 years ago, I didn't know anybody that has $1 million. Today, you have 325 people who has over $1 million and 730 families who has over $30 million, and you say, how come? So the country is growing, the people are understanding, they are looking for new types of investment. What do? They buy real estate, they buy stocks, they buy bonds, they put money in their bank, they want cash, and guess what? They have a 10-20% extra money they want to invest it in a highly risk with a high return, but they don't know where. So this is where we come, and we explain them what are the options. But it holds with a lot of education. So contrary to other parts of the world, over there you need education. So I just wanted to finish saying this is the next
the next
That-
hot
that-
thing.
that is. We'll come to
next
that.
one.
Louis
going
has
over
been a
there.
fan of Latin America
That's for
for
sure.
years
And I
now.
would like to thank you, Andrew, for the opportunity. Thank you also Dukascopy TV for the opportunity, and hope to see you again soon.
Yes,
Certainly,
I appreciate
certainly.
it very much
Yes,
as
thank
well.
you for
Thank you.
Dukascopy, and
Thank you.
Andrew, thanks for being our host.
Pleasure.
today.
Really good to
Thank
see you
you.
all.
Thanks,
Thanks,
James.
Louis.
It was
Yeah.
Good to
really
see you all.
nice to see you all.
See you next time.
So join us again for the next instalment of the Forex Industry Talk Show. I'm Andrew Saks-Mcleod of LeapRate. This is Dukascopy TV. See you soon. Goodbye.